How about now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hopefully I'm coming in loud and clear. Bam, there we go. There we go. I guess I should start all over then. Party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the number one chief rocket Knicks universe. Your main man, Uncle Freezy. What's good? Welcome to what we call the Knicks Morning Drive, even though it's afternoon. What's good, y'all? It's good to see y'all, man. Good to have y'all here. Good to have y'all here with me, man. We're going to rock for a little bit. Man. I got some topics that I want to talk about. Just throw some stuff out there in preparation for what I think is going to be a win tonight against the Houston Rockets. No disrespect to Houston, but yeah, I expect us to turn up tonight. But before I get to Houston, I want to address a topic that I think is probably one that we need to address. So if this is your first time here, I'm going to ask you to rock with us for a little while, and if you like it, man, subscribe to the channel. Consider going to the home page of this channel, clicking the join button. Right, click the join button and consider becoming a member of the channel, and hit the like button for dope New York Knicks content. Right, consider that dope New York Knicks content. Adam is in the building. What's good? Right. So let me start off with topic number one. Let me get the party started with a question that I asked myself. Right. And so as I go through like my go through your routine and all of that. A question that I asked myself. Right. And so as I go through like a whole bunch of stuff, how you go through your routine and all of that. I want to ask this question. I'm going to ask this question. A question that I asked myself. Was this a pretty good season? Like, what do you rank this season? Right. And so as I go through like a whole bunch of stuff, how you go through your routine and all of that. So the Knicks still have something to prove, right? The passion that's overflowing in my mind means they still want to prove something. I asked myself. In previous years, we've seen the Knicks what do you rank this season, right? And so as y'all remember the years, there's been some years where we packed it about 10 games. So the Knicks still have something to prove, right? The passion that's overflowing in my mind means they still want to prove something. I asked myself. My audio being a pretty good season. Years we've seen the like, what do you rank this season, right? And so as y'all remember the years, there's been some years where we packed it about 10 games. So the Knicks still have something to prove, right? That'll fix it. That should fix it. I forgot. My bad, man. My bad. That should fix it right there. I had the browser on, and that weird audio loop is what was messing everything up. So that should solve it right there. Yeah, Paris Duggar. How about now? How the audio now? The audio should be good now, man. Paris Duggar's in the building. Good to see you, Paris Duggar. Fish is in the building. Yeah, I forgot, man. Yo, sometimes, man, when you try to like go to this ESPN looking format or whatever, sometimes, man, there are so many settings. Sometimes there are so many settings. If you miss one, man, things get weird. So, yeah, man. Yeah, man. So I apologize about that, man. It's just one of them things moving, taking the next step. Y'all get it. Trying to improve on the product. Y'all get it. So the Knicks still have something to prove. I think some of our passionate play and passionate actions on the floor prove to the fans that they are still mentally and emotionally invested, right? I think the Knicks are still emotionally invested in the season. They still have something to prove. And for the most part, man, there have been seasons, and we've all been through them. We've probably watched some of them together. Last year, the Knicks packed it in, right? Cormega is in the building. G Money in the building was good. Justin King is in the building was good, man. It's good to see y'all, man. I would have been in here. My plan was to be in here about 9 a.m. My plan is to do 9 a.m. and 11 p.m. But doctor's appointments, man. You got to get y'all know what it is. It's life, man. Y'all know what it is. But we here. Yeah. Started at the bottom, right? C-Mac in the building. C-Mac, it's good to see you, brother. Dripmore is somewhere. Cormega was good. Yeah, man. So the Knicks do still have something to prove. I mean, the Randall passionate thing overflowing, losing the gasket, boy. Yo, I'm still mad that he did it in the way that he did it, but I'm not gonna beat a dead horse, right? I'm not gonna beat a dead horse, right? What's done with is done with. We all had a few days to decompress. And while I don't want to see it again, I understand why it happened. Right. So while I don't want to see Julius Randle have another meltdown, I do understand why it happened. The Knicks want to win, man. This group, they want to win, man. They want to win. They want to win. Did they want to win 50 games? I'm sure that was a good. Once they got rolling, I'm sure 50 wins being in their view matters, right? Let me see, man. Let me make sure. Yeah, bear with me while I kind of work my way through this. I'm trying to move this stuff down the road, man. Like trying to do some new things and kind of have a better experience for everybody, right? And y'all know how it is. So y'all bear with me, right? So I just want to touch on something. I had a thing, but I want to. Hey, Paris Duggar, thank you for your comment, man. I appreciate. Paris Duggar said the players matter, not us. And so I want to say this to that, Paris Duggar. The fans matter, and not the players, bro. The fans matter. The fans are the most important thing. The fans are the most important, right? And we overlook a lot of stuff. No. I got you. 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 Hey, I saw it on the court. Yeah, no. I got you. I got you. But no, but listen, I want to say, I'm gonna say something to both, and because I was gonna clarify. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Like y'all put a lot of smart comments in the thing, in the chat, and I know sometimes it looks as if like we don't see every comment, but we see every comment. The only thing is when you get so many comments that are really smart at the same time, you know what I'm saying? You don't necessarily get the opportunity to expound on the stuff that you see. Right? Right? Especially me, right? I'm only picking out the best of the best comments, right? I'm only picking out the best of the best comments. And it's because, you know, in fairness to everybody, a lot of people say smart stuff, and then you have some people that don't say they stuff not really, they say passionate stuff. Let me put it that way. They put passionate stuff in the chat, which, you know, and they have the right to, as long as they abide by the YouTube guidelines, as long as it's not bullying or anything like that, we good. Right? But yeah, on the court though, Paris Doug is absolutely right. On the court, what the players do absolutely matters. Right? And the fans and the stands, they matter at these games. Right? So I go to games. I try to make a lot of games. This year I have not been able to for a number of reasons. Part of it is financially. I just couldn't do it like I want to. And then there's some medical stuff going on. So it's like, you know, to me this was a down season for me. I didn't get a chance to do it like I wanted to. But the fans mean a lot to these players. I think we were in Atlanta, and I saw Obi Toppin sign autographs for like what I know. I'm like, Obi, you should be warming up. I'm like, Obi, yo, I understand. Miss Geraldine is in the building. What's good, Miss Geraldine? I saw Obi sign so many autographs. I was like, yo, Obi, man, you should be over there getting some shots up, bro. Obi, you should be getting some shots up, right? Ultimately, though, this season, man, I feel as if this season was tumultuous. This season was full of inconsistencies. This season was full of situations where you just threw your hands up. You were what's the word? Exacerbated? Is that the word? Sounds right. Just came to me though. You were frustrated, and then there were points in the season where everything made sense. Like there were points in the season where we went in against a good team, and you knew the game was never in doubt. Right? There were points in during this season where you just felt as if the season was not even in doubt. Right? One of those feelings like, yeah, I know it's Boston, but they hadn't been playing good lately. I'm confident we got them, and we played them, and the game was never in doubt, and it got you in this comfortably numb feeling of, yeah, I know that's the Denver Nuggets, but I feel comfortable we'll beat them, and we did. And then there were these games where you saw RJ and Randall going to the basket, getting slaughtered, and you felt like the whole it just wasn't fair. Right? You just felt like none of the stuff was fair. Like, why is such and such why is Luka getting all these foul calls and we don't get any? It's been there were points in the season. There were points in the season where Randall would get hacked up and he would just take it like a G and smile. He would just force. He'd be like, "Look, y'all said smile. I'm smiling, even though I know this ain't fair, but I'm smiling though. Look." But you knew there was an internal struggle. Like, this man legit is like, I'm trying to overcome this stuff. I'm trying to overcome these things. And Paris Tucker says, guys might say, I'm not going to play hard with this guy anymore, then we're screwed. Guys play hard and never get shots. How about no more? Right, okay. All right, I have a thing that I want to show y'all, but I'm on this new system and I'm just trying to learn how to put stuff up on the screen. But listen, man, I got a stat for y'all, and I bet y'all didn't know. Y'all didn't even know this was real, right? Jason Tatum leads the NBA in shot attempts. Or the other day, it was accurate as of the other day. The other day, Jason Tatum led the NBA in shots. Guess who was second? You guessed it, Julius Randle. As of last week, this was like last Thursday or Friday, right? I didn't research it, but Jay Boogie is in the building. Jay Boogie, what's good, man? Yeah, Jason Tatum, as of last week, like last Thursday night, Friday night, one of them, Jason Tatum led the NBA in shots, and the person that was second in the NBA in shot attempts overall was Julius Randle. So what does that mean? So what does that mean ultimately? Right? Ultimately, what that means is that Julius Randle gets superstar treatment by this organization. Julius Randle gets superstar treatment by this organization, right? And listen, I'm not saying that he shouldn't. It's hard being the guy in New York. It is. It's hard being the guy in New York, right? So if Julius Randle has to shoulder all of that and takes the second most shots in the NBA and all these different things, listen, I get why he could be stressed, right? But I want to add two other things to this equation, right? And then that way you'll see where I'm going with this. So Jalen Brunson has missed 10 games this season, right? Jalen Brunson has missed 10 games this season. And he is 23rd in the NBA in shots. That's right. The New York Knicks point guard is 23rd in shot attempts in the NBA. And he missed 10 games. So what if Jalen Brunson missed 0 games? Where would Jalen Brunson be? I don't want to speculate and say, right? I don't want to say where he'll be, but if we were to do like some high school math, we would all be comfortable with saying that Jalen Brunson would be in the top 10 in shot attempts if he played all 75 games. So you got Brunson, who could be top 10 in shots, Randall, who is in top 2 in shots, right? Here is the other scary thing. Here's the scarier part of all of that. Here's the scarier part of all of that. Right? Here's our scarier part of all of that. R.J. Barrett is 26th in the NBA in shot attempts. R.J. Barrett, as of last week, when we looked at blah, blah, looked at the stuff, it was like last Wednesday, last Thursday, whatever it was, whenever it was. R.J. Barrett, yes, R.J. Barrett is 26th in shot attempts. R.J. Barrett. So R.J. Barrett is 26th, in shot attempts. That is a lot of shot attempts. And R.J. Barrett has missed 9 games. R.J. Barrett has missed 9 games. Right? So R.J. Barrett has missed 9 games. Jalen Brunson has missed 10 games. Julius Randle has missed 0 games. Julius Randle was, at the time, again, second in the league in shot attempts. Jalen Brunson is 23rd, and R.J. Barrett was 26th. And these dudes missed a bunch of games. R.J. missed a bunch of games with the hand injury, right? Jalen Brunson missed like 10 games with 7 different injuries, right? Right? And I apologize for not coming in for a soft landing when it comes for the Knicks. I know a lot of times people are turned off that maybe I'm not really super cushy and mushy with Knicks talk. Look, I know the criticism I get is, Uncle Freezy, why you always criticizing the Knicks? Why you always being down on the Knicks? I'm not being down. I'm putting this stuff out here for us to have conversations about. And who am I to judge what your opinion is? What I want to do is put out a topic and have everybody talk about it. Right? RC Creative is in the building. What I want to do is put topics out there and then have us have a conversation. I don't want to mold your opinion one way or the other. I actually put the topic out there so that I can get you guys' opinion, so that we can talk this talk the way that we love to have this Knicks talk talked to us. I want to hear your opinion. I want the smartest of you to comment in the chat. And I don't make the determination of who the smartest is. Right? I want you guys to put your opinion in the chat. I want to hear what it is that you got to say because I believe it leads to a better conversation. I don't want to lead you down a road and have you think like Uncle Freezy. There can only be one Uncle Freezy, and I am the best at that. Right? I'm the best at being myself, and I want you to be the best version of yourself. Don't want you to be led by the nose to think a certain way. I want you to say what it is that you have to say, and don't be apologetic about it. I want to hear your opinion. And based on that, I'm telling you that at last we looked, Randall was second in the NBA in shot attempts. Jalen Brunson was 23rd in shot attempts. R.J. Barrett was 26th in shot attempts. And the Knicks take 89.2 shots per game. The Knicks take 89.2 shots per game. Right? So if Randall, Brunson, and RJ are taking the Lions' share of shots, does that prevent others from getting into a rhythm? Does that prevent Quentin Grimes from getting into a rhythm? Does that prevent Emmanuel Quickley from getting into a rhythm? Does that prevent an Obi Toppin from getting into a rhythm? I'm not for sure because I understand basketball. I understand how basketball works, right? Right? If Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Tony Kukoc are taking the lion's share of shots, who cares what Corey Blunt thinks, right? If Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Tony Kukoc are taking the lion's share of shots, who cares what B.J. Armstrong thinks, right? Is that accurate? Or does that apply to this team? Y'all let me know. Does that apply to this team? Right? If Randall, Brunson, and RJ are taking the Lions' share of shots, does it negatively impact Quentin Grimes, who can't get into a rhythm, or Emmanuel Quickley, who can't get into a rhythm, or Obi Toppin, who can't get into a rhythm? Does it impact them, or does it matter? Y'all tell me. Because I think these are the type of conversations that we need to have. Right? Let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all tell me. Tell me what y'all think. Does this negatively impact Quentin Grimes or Emmanuel Quickley or Obi Toppin? I don't know necessarily. I don't. Because what I'd like to see, ultimately, what I'd like to see is Grimes and Quickley and Hart and Hartenstein and Mitch, especially Mitch since Mitch is a starter, and especially Grimes since Grimes is a starter. Does it? If you're a Mitchell Robinson, do you have a legit beef that you don't get touches? If you're Mitchell Robinson, do you not execute like you should as a roll man because you know that the ball is never going to come your way when you roll to the basket? Does it impact the offense? Are we just going through the motions offensively so that we can get to those ISOs? Are we executing crisply? Right? If you're Quentin Grimes, do you relocate off the ball as quick or as crisply as you could or should or would if the basketball was coming your way, knowing the basketball is never coming your way? if you're Mitchell Robinson, do you roll to the basket hard like a dump truck down a narrow street? You know, knowing the ball is not going to come your way? If you're Emmanuel Quickly, do you give up the basketball knowing that if you give it up, you may not get it back this possession? It's something to think about, right? Because here's the thing. Even though Julius Randle takes the second, or at the time that we looked, took the second most shots in the NBA, Julius Randle's an all-star. Julius Randle's an all-star, man. Jalen Brunson is a borderline all-star. R.J. Barrett is a good developing young player. If you're the Knicks, if you're Obi Toppin, are you really cutting to the basket hard, knowing that the ball is rarely going to come your way on those cuts that help the offense run like a sewing machine? If you're Hartenstein, do you consider passing that ball to the corners out of the pinch post, knowing that you may never get it back? I see Isaiah Hartenstein catch that ball in the pinch post. The first thing he do is go straight to his floater. Hartenstein goes straight to that floater from the free throw line. So while it sounds like I'm being critical on both sides of this statement that I'm making, I'm not really being critical of either. I'm asking a question because either can be right in varying degrees. Right? Either can be right in varying degrees. I don't think there is an absolute answer for either, and for that reason, I'm asking y'all to help us find some type of solution, or not solution, because we can't solve it because we don't play, but at least find a way to get answers for these questions that we have. What are y'all thinking? Does Quentin Grimes need more shots? Does Quentin Grimes need more shots? Y'all let me know. Does Emmanuel Quickly need more point guard minutes so that he can distribute the ball, so that he can get others involved without the fear of being yanked or being put off the ball by Brunson? Does R.J. Barrett shoot too much? Does Jalen Brunson shoot too much? Does Julius Randle shoot too much? Should we incorporate Mitchell Robinson more? Should Mitch get more touches? For all that Mitchell Robinson does during the game, is it not hard to stay motivated when you're boxing out two or three guys, fighting for offensive rebounds, getting putbacks and dunks, defending the other team's best center, right, and defending the rim? Should Mitch be rewarded with at least a possession where he can try to saw somebody up and go to the rim, even if it don't work? Is that something to consider? You up 11, and Randall is on a heater, Brunson is on a heater, but Mitchell Robinson hadn't touched the ball in 11 real life minutes, meaningful minutes. I mean, he'll do a dribble handoff, but you ain't gave it to him so he can do nothing. Say in this scenario, you up by 11, the other team ain't really a threat. Randall is cooking, Brunson is cooking, RJ thirsty, ready to shoot. Should we just consider giving Mitchell Robinson the ball in 1 or 2 possessions a game where he can at least try to feature all the stuff that he's been talking about for the last 3 years? Or no? Because you can look at it 2 ways. You can either look at it like everybody's shooting, Mitch don't get a chance, or Mitchell Robinson's offense don't look that good in practice, that's why they don't give it to him. You can look at it 1 or 2 ways. Yeah, does Mitch deserve touches? Has he proven enough in practice? Has Mitch proven enough in practice to show you that he can execute in the game, or does it matter? I believe I saw Mitch dunk on Miles Plumlee, right? Y'all remember that in the Garden? Y'all remember that in the Garden? Mitch catches the ball on the perimeter, and he's like, "They got you on me, pyong." Mitch go to the from the 3-point line. From the 3-point line, Mitchell Robinson blows by Miles Plumlee. Y'all remember the play, and he dunked. And we were like, "Oh my God, Mitch has a bag!" And then we didn't see anything like that since. We were like, "Oh my God, Mitchell Robinson has a bag!" And we hadn't seen anything since. And I would venture to say the reason why is because Julius Randle is second in the NBA in shot attempts, right? But I'm not saying that that is a bad thing. Kev Middleton says Mitch did it on Jokic. Yeah. Right. So if you know at times he can do this, do you take one shot away from Randall and one shot away from Brunson and give those 2 shots to Julius Randle to keep your big man interested in the game? Cat Middleton says Randall be like 6 for 29 and 2 for 15 for the 3-point line, and you can't give Mitchell Robinson 2 shots. And you can't give Mitch one of them shots. Yeah. You can't give Mitch one of them shots. And that's hilarious. Randall will be like 6 for 29, and he can't give Mitch one of them shots. Right? And so I'm not saying, I'm not trying to be a detractor anyway in any direction, because I know superstars in this league shoot the ball a lot. Superstars in this league, for the most part, keeps the ball in their hands a lot. All-stars have the ball in their hands a lot. It's why they're all-stars. For one, the coaching staff trusts them because they're all-stars. And two, the reason why they've become that good is because good things happen when they have the ball. Right? So I'm not knocking Randall. I'm not knocking Brunson. I'm not knocking RJ. What I'm saying, though, is if a team is taking 89.2 shots a game and three guys are taking 60, say three guys are taking 70% of those shots, and you have the other seven guys taking 30% of the shots, how do the other seven guys get in rhythm? Or is it even important? Is it even important? Is it important for Grimes and Quickly and Obi and Josh Hart and Mitch to get in rhythm? Or Hartenstein, is it important for them to be in rhythm or no? Is it that important? I'm asking because these are the type of conversations we generally don't have, and I know you guys rock with a lot of YouTube content creators, and quite frankly, I'm friends with a lot of them, and we have a lot of conversations behind the scenes, and a lot of the topics that we talk about generally are like certain things. And I understand that Blarn's Tears is different. Y'all coming. I don't even have Knicks in the name. This channel is called Blarn's Tears. It's not, Knicks 24/7 or All About the Knicks or Knicks News or Knicks Till the Cows Come Home. It's called Blarn's Tears. Right? It's called Blarn's Tears for a reason. It's called Lawrence Tears for a reason. I want y'all to come here and legit have these conversations that y'all not having in other places. I want y'all to think about some stuff, and I want y'all to help me think through some stuff. The Knicks take 89.2 shots a game. The big three takes about 66 to 70% of those shots. Some nights, that number is north of 70%. Some nights that number is, IKBM is in the building. What's good, boss? Is the audio still crazy? Is it me? Audio, test. How's the audio sound to y'all? Is the audio all right? Is it crispy or no? Okay. Let me see here. Let me see. Test. Yeah, it might be a little low. It might be a little low. Let me crank up the juice here. Let me see. Let me see. Microphone. It's not as crispy. Okay. Okay. Let me see. me see. So all of a sudden, there it is. all of a sudden, the mic is like, saying I'm going to be loud. Okay. All right. Y'all bear with me as I work out the kinks, man. Trying to get away from the basic platform and do my thing. Trying to, trying to step up in the game a little teeny bit. So is it important with 89.2 shots? Is it important for others? Is it important for others to get shots? Adam, I see you. Adam says you opening the panel. Nah, I'm not. No. Nah, because I already got. If you would have been around for the fiasco that me and IKBM went through last night, you'll understand why. Like, I tried to figure out a way to open up the panel. I tried to figure out a way to open up the panel, man, you know what I'm saying, so that we could do it here. It was a fiasco. I was supposed to rock last night, and it's a fiasco, man. So until I can figure it out, you know what I'm saying, I got to rock like this. And trust me, I'm trying. Trust me, I'm trying. I already went through it with IKBM. I went through it yesterday with Anthony D, trying to make it work. I went through it last Thursday with BK Steph, trying to make it work, and I just can't figure it out. So until I get it figured out, then I'm just gonna rock like this. So, I'm talking about using this right here. Salute everybody. Salute. I'm gonna ask if this your first time here, man. Consider hitting that like button. Consider subscribing. We got some dope stuff. We're gonna talk about these Knicks on these topics that people normally don't touch or won't touch. I ain't scared. I like for legit. I ain't scared of the chat. I want you listen. You listen. I'm not afraid to chat. I want y'all opinions. I ain't touchy like that. Like if y'all come up with a thing, man, y'all doing y'all thing, man. Long as y'all smart and respectful, man, I say bring it on. Come on. This is what I want. I don't want y'all coming in for a soft landing. You know what I'm saying? I don't want the chat to be like, well, if they would stop fouling Randall, we could win a championship. No. I don't care about that. I don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? This is varsity. This is varsity. If you want to play B team 4 years of high school, do that. But this is varsity right here. You know what I'm saying? If you want to say something like, well, if they would stop fouling RJ, he could average 34 a game. No, this ain't the place for that. There are channels out there for that, but this right here ain't the one. I want y'all to state your opinion, be smart about the stuff that y'all say, and if you say something that we hadn't heard before or something compelling, we gonna put it up on the screen once I figure out how to do it. Once I figure out how to do it in this, then I'm going to do it. Right? So, with that said, right, because I talked about the shots thing. The shots thing is important to me because I think other things, and this is my opinion here, right? I said all that other stuff about the shot distribution and all of that stuff, because I want to hear your opinion on it. But in my opinion on this part, this is something that I want to say to y'all. I want to put out there. Defensively, Jalen Brunson is terrible. Defensively, Jalen Brunson is terrible. right? And you can't defend him on defense and say, well, on defense he's hurt, he's got all these nagging injuries, and then offensively, after missing 10 games, he's still 23rd in the NBA in shots. That was my defense. I was like, listen, y'all know I wanted Donovan Mitchell, right? Y'all know that. And when the trade didn't happen on September 1st, I was like, you know what? Que sera, sera. Right? I'm apathetic to this upcoming season. Remember me? I said that September 1st. September 21st, 2022, I said, I'm apathetic to whatever happens this season. Whatever happens, happens. Que sera, sera. Right? Y'all remember me saying that? I said it. I wanted Donovan Mitchell. I wanted Donovan Mitchell. Right? Right? We didn't get him. I said I was apathetic. I can't change it. Right? I can't change it because this is how I feel. Right? But Jalen Brunson, though, impressed me so much during the season with his leadership and his toughness. Right? Right? Hey, Eric, I see the thing about RJ, but I'm talking about one at a time. I'll get to RJ, but I'm talking about Jalen Brunson in this moment. Like, I don't want to I'm not pointing fingers, right? This is not me pointing fingers. I'm not saying who is better than who and all of that. I'm pointing out a specific thing by a specific player, right? I'm not playing the blame game. I'm just stating, like, what I've seen. Jalen Brunson, his defense has been terrible, man. His defense has been terrible. Right? His defense has been terrible. But we can't make excuses for his defense when he missed 10 games and is 23rd in the NBA in shots. Ultimately, what I'm saying is Tom Thibodeau needs to figure out a way where Jalen Brunson can share his workload so that he can give max energy on both sides of the floor. Right? Here's the thing. All elite point guards, all of the elite point guards that we've seen over the past years to current, right, are one-way players. Their defense is terrible. You're not going to get elite defense from Steph Curry. But Steph Curry has Jordan Poole and Draymond Green to help him with facilitating the offense. Right? Damian Lillard's defense is terrible. Right? But you're going to get the Simons kid and others to help Damian Lillard facilitate offense. Ja Morant, his defense is very overrated. But he has the, what's the fella? Y'all know who I'm talking about. The dude that looked like he could be Trae Young's brother. Oh, geez, what's his name? He's got a brother that plays for the Spurs. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. A non-point guard facility, Bradley Beal and Zach LaVine, their defense is shaky at best, but they have others to help them facilitate. Jones, that's it. Kenny Payne, yeah, that's it. Jones, that's it. You're right. Y'all right. But with the Knicks, we don't often have in significant minutes or significant situations, because there's a difference. In significant situations, Jalen Brunson doesn't have the help offensively and defensively where you get the very best of Brunson all the time, and it's led to these nagging injuries and atrocious defense. Is Jalen Brunson a willing defender? Yes. Is he dinged up? Yes. Does he get help facilitating all the time? Does Jalen Brunson ever get the opportunity to play off ball? Can Randall play off ball? Some. No. And that's on Tibbs. That's not even on Leon Rose. That's on Tibbs. So when I mentioned Jalen Brunson's defense being awful, right? When I mentioned Jalen Brunson's defense being awful, don't look at it as me pointing out the thing that he does the least. Don't think I'm pointing out the thing that he is the least great at. Look at it as if, and this is me advising you, like listening to me, is the reason why I'm saying look at it like this is because I don't want you to think that I'm bashing Jalen Brunson, because I'm not. What I'm saying is Jalen Brunson needs help. Could that player be Emmanuel Quickly? Probably. If Quickly got the opportunity when Brunson's around, Quickly is more of a decent option off the bench. When Quickly is the starter, you get starter level production from Emmanuel Quickly. For the most part. What I'd like to see is Quickly and Brunson together, and Quickly take some of the load from Brunson so Brunson can stay fresh. This is what I'm getting at with y'all, right? So that Brunson can stay fresh. You can't be tired and hurt and expect decent defense from Brunson. It can't. There's no such thing as a two-way point guard. I'm sure there are point guards out there that are good defensively and great offensively, but they're rare. Right? Trae Young ain't going out there locking nobody down on defense. It's not happening. Kyrie Irving is not locking anybody down on defense. Right? Conversely, Marcus Smart is not going to average 30 points a game. It's just not going to happen. Marcus Smart is not going to go out there and play elite level defensive player of the year defense and then also be a offensive juggernaut. It's just not going to happen. And the reason why I bring this up is because what you want to do defensively with Brunson is if Brunson's going to play, you have to accept one or two things. You have to accept one or two things. Brunson defense, his defense is going to be off because of what you get offensively, or he's going to be a balanced player, and you're not going to get 25 a game. You'll get 19, 20 a game, and you'll get top 200 defense. Right now, Jalen Brunson is not a top 400 defender. He's not. Because of the things that he's got going against him, but these are the things that we accepted when he signed him, and these are the things that I readily accept as a Knicks fan. Jalen Brunson is small, right? He's not super athletic. He's not necessarily super strong. He's not super quick. He don't jump exceptionally high. But we know all of this stuff already. We know all this stuff already, so we're not bashing Brunson. We accept things for what they are, right? We accept these things. We accept these things, right? But what he lacks in those things, he makes up for with other stuff, like leadership and basketball IQ and toughness and sharing, right? And he's got go-to moves. He's got the Brunson burner. So do we accept the fact that in today's NBA you need to have two playmakers at least on the floor at the same time? In today's NBA, you need at least two playmakers and at the bare minimum one knockdown three-point shooter. At a bare minimum, you probably need two. You probably need two. But what's happening to Brunson, in my opinion, is you're having one playmaker and no knockdown shooter on the floor. And what does that lead to? It leads to Jalen Brunson's defense being awful because he doesn't have the energy to play both ways, and it leads to injuries. Now you see where I'm going with this, right, about Brunson's defense, right? You need two playmakers on the floor. You need at least one guy, a Davis Bertans type, a Klay Thompson type, a Joe Harris type of three-point shooter where if you double anybody, that one guy, at least one, will make you pay. But the Knicks don't do that. So it makes the job for Jalen Brunson on a nightly basis tougher than it should be. Like if you can imagine, say, and I'm just going to throw his name out there. I don't want this guy. I'm just going to just say it just for this conversation. If you can imagine a lineup that had Doug McDermott or Joe Harris, right? Say if the Knicks had Joe Harris out there with Randall and Brunson and Grimes, right? Now you can't double Julius. You can't trap Brunson. Right? Now you get the very best out of Brunson defensively and offensively. Right? Now say you have a Joe Harris on the floor, that's your knockdown shooter, and then say on the other side you have a value playmaker, a cheap playmaker, a Dennis Schroeder. I'm just saying his name. Don't think I want Dennis Schroeder. Don't assume that's the player that I want. Just follow me on the playmaking aspect. Whether it's a Schroeder, a Conley, a D'Angelo Russell, a whoever. Right? A playmaker where if the defense is focusing on Brunson, you give it to that Tyler Hero type player that's playing off of Brunson and watch how the floor gets balanced. And for that reason that's the reason why I bring up Brunson's defense and the fact that he's injured, that he's been injured all season, not because I dislike Brunson. I like Brunson. I like Brunson a lot. But for those reasons, who is one of y'all, I'm just in front of the mic and y'all are not. I'm just like y'all. It's just I'm in front of the mic. For that reason, I feel like we're not getting the best out of Jalen Brunson. I feel like we're not getting the best out of Jalen Brunson, and it's because of the way things are configured, so to speak. Right? Think about this. Think about this, y'all. Think about this. Our coach is valuing rim protection. Right? Say our coach values rim protection. Our coach values defense. when you watch this team play this year, do you have a feeling? Do you have a feeling that this New York Knicks team is a defensive team? Are we shut down? Worldwide L is in the building. Keith Turner's in the building. What's good, boss man? Do you have a sense that this is one of the better New York Knicks defensive teams that you've seen within the past 20 seasons? Is this team a good defensive team? I would say kinda, but not what we're used to. This year, the Knicks are third in field goal percentage against, right? Third in field goal percentage against, right? But it doesn't make us a good defensive team. Right now, the Knicks are allowing teams to shoot 45.9% from the floor. That's 46% basically from the floor. And even though we complain about the Knicks giving up three-pointers, we're like, oh, man, the Knicks always giving up three-pointers, blah, blah, blah. The Knicks give up 35.2% from the three. We're a top 10 defense against three-pointers. And we're mere percentage points. We're percentage points. I mean, the difference between us and the team that's number one is 1.1%. The difference between us and the team that's the best three-point defenders in the league is 1.1%. Soul Fingers in the building. So ultimately what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is this team hasn't impressed me this year defensively, even though the numbers look like, oh man, I should have put this. I should have had this. Yay, it worked. Shout out to HP236 for subscribing to the channel. Shout out to the new subscriber. So ultimately, what I'm getting at is this team as bad as, or not the team in general, but the things that we've seen, the things that we've complained about, are they as bad as what we may have let on? No. Right? No. Right? This season, is this season a good or a bad season overall? I'm not even going to lie to you. I think this is a good season, but not for what we all think. I think this is a good season because this franchise has proven that it's resilient. Like, we didn't slide back into mediocrity. We overcame a lot of stuff, right? We overcame a lot of stuff and proved to the league that we're here to stay. Did we have some bad points during the season? Yes, we did. Did we have some bad spots during the season? Yes. And at the time, it looked horrible. Right? At the time, that Dallas debacle where Dallas beat us up one side of the floor and down the other, that Saturday afternoon, that looked bad. Right? We were ready to get Tibbs out of here. Right? But now that we're in March 27th, 2023, for the most part, I think we can say the season was a fairly decent season. Right? It's a fairly decent season. All right. Houston Rockets and the New York Knicks tonight. How do y'all see it? ESPN gives us a 93 percentage chance of winning this game. Houston, we've lost 3 in a row, right? Houston has lost 5+ in a row. Somebody's L has to go, right? It's either us or them. I'm thinking the Knicks are rolling, man. I'm thinking the Knicks are rolling, right? I think the Knicks are going to roll. I was going to break down the game, like what the Knicks need to do in order to beat Houston, but y'all already know what it is. Y'all already know what it is. The Rockets are going to give up a lot of points. They're going to play at a fast pace, right? I think the Rockets are, let's see where they are in field goal attempts. Where are they? The Rockets are, wow, they got better. Okay, the Rockets are giving up 88 shots a game. Wow, they got a lot better since January. January, they were terrible. Right now, the Lakers give up the most shots. The Bucks give up a lot of, wow, the Bucks give up a lot of shots. The Rockets basically give up, where is it? The Rockets give up 118.6 points per game. You know who the culprits are in terms of the worst defenses. It's San Antonio, it's Detroit, it's Houston, it's Indiana, it's Sacramento, it's Atlanta. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all already know what it is, man. The Knicks, on the other hand, the Knicks give up 112.8 points a game. And tonight, I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm thinking I could easily see this game be Knicks 130, Houston 115. RG, the OG says the Knicks are going to win going away. I believe it. Quite frankly, I think this is looking like it could be RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickley's coming out party. Especially Quickley. I don't know who they have that can guard Quickley. Jalen Brunson is doubtful. I see y'all comments down here. I'm trying to be professional up here. Y'all making me laugh in the comments, man. Shout out to Wacko and Ashley Inc. Wiz was good. All right, so I'm gonna see if I can do the watch along tonight. I'm gonna see if I can do it using this right here. See if there's a way that we can finagle it and do our thing. But we'll see how things go. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna wrap up, man. Thank y'all for coming through and hanging out with us. I